We out of left field, it's time to get real with all the juicy hot topics that bring appeal. Like who's a Hall of Famer and who's the best team. Number one up on the power ranking, that's a prestige. Man, the outfield is mine, I'm calling left center. My name is Daniak, a name that you should all remember. Yoni, who you bringing on? Who's the guest spot? They better be bringing their A game. Come on, let's talk.
All right, boys, the much anticipated episode 3. We've gotten a lot of slack the last week. We didn't put out a podcast. A lot of people are angry. We got a lot of phone calls, a lot of hate mail. So here we are for episode 3. We got plenty of content for today. Gathering the extra week of content definitely helps. A lot to get to. So I'd like to start this off by saying Selleck watches the podcast, guys.
Definitely does.
Watches the podcast. Now, who believes that he just started watching, and who really thinks, like me, that he's been watching since the beginning as a secret watcher?
I think the whole time. I think he's watching more now. Like he complained to me 3 or 4 times this week there was no podcast, but I think he watched once in a while. But I think now he's now that his team is not 2-24, I think we'll get more regular viewing from Selleck.
Welcome, Brad Federer. How are you? Welcome to the podcast. Not just as a segment host, but as an actual guest.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Having a good time. PSB Jolie, quite relaxing from the last couple of years, couple of different circumstances. So feeling good.
All right.
Like it. Love it.
Shiv, welcome.
Hello. I don't want to be here at all. So.
Can you give us a smile, Shiv?
I have no interest in being here, but let's do this.
What are we gonna? We'll get to that. We'll definitely get to why you have an interest in not being here. Before we get out there, we had a trade request yesterday, and I wanted to know what your guys' opinion was on this trade offer that I received. Maislin from the Truckers offers me a lower round player, plus $1,000 for Heath. Do you take?
Can I just say, every Maislin trade you just don't even think about, because he's just fucking with you no matter what. He will never make a trade. I don't even want to talk to him, and then everyone's going to find out who you want to trade. So I'm calling him on the podcast right now.
All right,
there's never a trade with Mason to be had.
Is there anyone on your team that you would not trade for $1,000?
Well, I'm not doing it for $1,000. So
right, Shim, is there anyone you wouldn't trade for $1,000?
Wouldn't trade anyone on my team.
Would you trade Shane for $1,000?
Absolutely not.
All right. Good to hear. I just want to, before we jump into, I guess, some of this week, I just want to dive into last week just for a little bit. We had a very big game last week between the Truckers and PSB. I believe myself, Shiv, and Fogel were there. I'm not sure if, and Federer was there, obviously. Federer's on PSB. So we were all there. It was a tight game, 7-4. Was this game good defense or shitty offense?
What do you want to go?
Both.
Yeah. I mean, for my take, we were a bit sloppy at the beginning. It's kind of hard when you play once every 10 games. I don't know if that's just an excuse or it was just sloppy, but we didn't hit. The only 2 people on our team that hit that game with the Titlemans. I don't think anyone else hit at all. And their defense was a bit sloppy, but we just didn't really hit. Tommy pitched great.
He did.
Tommy pitched really well that game. Another person who I thought played at least is improving big time defensively, Randy Rose. He's making plays. He's catching the ball. He's playing a lot better than a 6 when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. He subbed for me this week. Although people were upset, or not upset, but I was told by at least 2 of you that why would you take a sub when you could just go 11 and not have to sit? And I said, because my sub is Randy, and I know Randy's bat is definitely going to help our team. You know, Kiki wasn't there, and he helped us out a lot, and he made a couple big catches in the outfield. And he smashed a couple of hits. He got us
not at all the reason why I thought you shouldn't use him, for the record.
No, not really.
Just not the same player as Kiki at all. So it's not really doing anything for you. Like, I figure at this point you may as well see your guys, see your team, and get guys at bats. But it worked out. You won the game. I still wouldn't have done it, even knowing the outcome.
Yeah.
Personally, people know I'm always a fan of being 12. I just think it's the way we play exec. You sit two guys an inning. It helps you get in the flow, helps you prepare. And just watching Randy this year, it's almost like someone like changed his attributes. Like he's catching more but hitting less. But hey, that's probably a good thing, right? So yeah,
I agree with you, Brad, about being 12. But when you're going from a third baseman to an outfielder, it's not your 12. You're being 12, but it's not at all how it's going to run for you in a meaningful game. So I don't see the benefit of that really.
Right.
So you guys are always in favor of going less than going more, getting more reps, not have to.
I mean, I've been 12 every game this year, so I wouldn't say I'm in favor of going less, and I've replaced guys. But if it's a like for like replacement, then I'm fine with it. It's just in that case, it just felt kind of unnecessary.
Have you
But
replaced someone lower than a 7 seed?
No, I've replaced Max Morgan 3 times.
We
And
haven't had
Steve
one
White
sparrow.
for 0.1 of an inning.
We're definitely gonna get there, guys. We're definitely gonna get there. Shiv, you were upping this game. There was a very awkward strikeout. Can you run us through what happened there?
Game you cut out a bit.
Oh, I cut out? My bad. So somebody was up to the plate, 2 strikes, perfect pitch on the 3rd strike. Strike 3 was called, and the person just stood in the batter's box.
I have no recollection of this event.
Really?
No recollection of this event.
Oh, you're so politically correct. Good thing I didn't mention any names. All right. And that same person actually caught a Tommy rocket right through the chest. Tommy was trying to throw the ball to first base and literally nailed his player in the chest. Do you remember that?
I do.
That was pretty rough. A couple of crazy injuries on T3 this week. Again.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So tell me, there was the second game of last week. We said it was Mother Truckers BPSB. Did anyone see the IQ Team Zerzer game?
We're all at this game.
It's true. We were all at this game. Okay, so we'll get to this week. We had Coates and Luke Bagel beat Team Zerzer. We know what happened there. Epstein, we played against Epstein. Epstein didn't have his full team. Shiv subbing for Mally. And I believe Kobe. Who else was subbing there? There was a few. Oh, Bobby Titleman subbing.
Yeah.
Kobe White.
Kobe White was subbing. There was a whole bunch of people missing. So it's not really their team that was playing. Although I believe that the players they got were definite upgrades. I take Shiv over Mally any day, even though Mally's a really good player. Shiv's a lot more experienced.
Shiv's a 2, he tells me, next year.
He's a 2 next year.
Yeah.
Shiv's a 2 or Mally's a 2?
Shiv.
I'm a 2. Mally's a 1.
You just gotta make it happen, right?
I'll do my best.
Snap of the fingers. Yeah, so that game, I mean, I don't think it was close, so we don't have to say anything about the game. The Flint Tropics IQ Digital. Was anyone there? The 13-12 game? 1-run game?
No.
Nobody,
I
eh?
think we were all at the other game. Again, well, Mitch was umping, I was playing, you were playing.
So yeah, we got to find people to come on that have seen the other game also.
I mean, Gal won in a walk-off. I think that's standard for this year. All of this been a lot of that, by the way.
Yes.
I know we'll get to other games, but just thinking about this today, like I've played 3 games, all 3 have been decided in the bottom of the 9th. I think Gal's in the same boat where almost all of his games have been decided in the bottom of the 9th. So I think it shows good parity.
And 3 of our 4 games have been decided in the bottom of the 9th.
There you go. I think there's kind of two and a half teams that have sort of, to me, separated from the pack. And I didn't see all the
higher up
games.
or low or below?
Higher up. So I think PSB, the Truckers, and I'm going to leave Gal's team up there for now. Just, they're 3-1. I think are sort of that top group. And then I think there's 4 teams below that. Yourself, my team. I don't want to pick on Rose's team. I think there's just some growing pains going on there. So I would have them down at the bottom at the moment. but I think it shows good parity. All
Definitely
these
shows
games
good
have been
parity.
close. So
Do you think there's a separation between the bottom two and the middle four?
no, I
bottom
don't.
one. You just had bottom
Bottom
one.
one, yeah,
Yeah.
bottom one. I think there's, and again, like let's see what happens. We're 3 games into the year here. Maybe they're gonna figure some stuff out, but I think it's more the top, and I'm starting to see a little bit of separation, and then the middle, I think, is pretty even.
Well, with John Gal's loss last night, he goes down to 3-1, while the Truckers are the only undefeated team at 4-0. They're only a game out of reach from those
3-0.
two teams.
3-0.
3-0. They got rained out. So they're 3-0, and they have another game this week. That's going to be pretty big. I think they're playing us. Yeah, they're playing us this week, and we would love to break that. We'd love to break that bagel from them. So that's our goal. Gal's team played yesterday. Who was at this game?
I think I was the only one. You guys all went down to the other field, so I checked out the first, I'll say 5-6 innings. Listen, the Truckers know how to play. They have a lot of guys who played a lot of exec. They seem to gel really good at a team. They have a core of guys, obviously, that are like their guys, and the guys they've added on seem to be contributing. Sell it, good player. Sell a good player, and it's like fantasy football. If you can get your quarterback in a late round, or you can get a pitcher in a late round, it makes your other team a lot better, right? So they look good, and I'm sure Gal will be okay. I like Emil. Seems like a good ball player. Seems he knows what he's doing, and yeah, it was a good game. But I guess it was closer than I thought because the Truckers seemed to be in control when I left. But I don't know what happened at the end. But it looked like a good game.
So their team have 3 1-run wins and 1 2-run loss.
Yep.
So they're 3-1,
Already.
but the plus minus isn't incredible. Is what I'm saying.
I know Gal doesn't want me to mention it because he said, "Oh, this is gonna be mentioned," but he has missed a bunch of players, so not really to a fault of his own, but so we'll see what he has going forward.
Who's been missing?
Well, Lino's missed a couple of games. Harry hasn't played all season. I mean, those are the guys that I have off the top of my mind. I'm sure there's a few others here and there, but that makes a bit of a difference. Although Lino as a 10 to me is outrageous, but anyways, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Tell us a little bit about your PSB game against IQ Digital. Was it ever at all close?
Brad, do you want to go or?
No, it wasn't really close. No offense to that team, but I think an order of 4, 5, 6. I don't know what it was. I think it was Slept, Ephraim, Vatner. You're kind of asking those guys to do a lot there. And listen, they made some plays. I thought they made some nice plays. I thought they played okay. They couldn't really get anything going offensively. And listen, this PSB team, I don't want to talk. I don't want to jinx anything. But yeah, no holes, pretty good defensively, and if we can score 14 runs, we're probably going to win more games than not. So that's about it.
What
You could also score 19 and lose, but anyway, that's
maybe the next topic.
Shiv at 0-4. They're 0-4 IQ.
Yeah.
At 0-4, what are they missing? What is that one X factor that will change their season?
Look,
you know how
here's the thing. Sorry, Mitch, just to tack on to what Brad was saying. Like, I think the team that they had out there yesterday also was not their team, right? Like they're missing a ton of guys. It was the first Sunday. We don't normally play Sundays. Neither Burkowski was there. I know Slep was working the phones frantically, but like he wasn't able to find guys that really replaced his guys. And it's nothing against Tommy. Tommy's a great pitcher, but like Ryan Burkowski's bat is not being replaced in that lineup, right? So like, yeah, the game wasn't close. It never felt close. I think it was 8-0 after the second inning, but that's not their team. They played, 2 nights earlier against Gao and they lost by 1 run when they had their full 12. So, I'm holding out judgment, I think, a little bit on this. I think let's give them a chance to figure out what they have there. There's some good players on that team. Obviously, both Burkowski's, Adam Talk, Slap. Like these are my boy Fuchs. Like there's guys there that are going to compete and they're going to play hard, and that's it. So.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put them down. I'm trying to say that if they're close, they're playing Gal's team and they lose by 1. What's that one thing that's going to push them over?
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't think too much about yesterday's game. Like, that was not their team. That was 10 guys, a bunch of subs, not being replaced in the right tier. It was tough to find guys on a Sunday night, and that's it. So it's hard for me to say what's missing. I think they just need to figure it out. They need to move some pieces around. Like, I thought Corey Ratkin played great at second base yesterday. Like, that would be big for them if they can, shore up their infield defense. I think their outfield is great. Let's see what they have when they have their full 12 guys. I'm not sure I can answer that yet.
It's the first time I saw them. The only thing I felt, I don't know if it's happened just yesterday or the other games, is I kind of felt like they were just playing to lose. Like it's like kind of like we're here to show up, which is never a good recipe. And again, I don't know if it's just yesterday or all of it, but if you have a bit of belief and a bit more fire, I think it's going to help. So I don't know if that's the one thing they're missing, but I just kind of felt they weren't really there. Okay, we're here, we're going to win. It was kind of like, okay, we're just going through the motions. That was sort of my thoughts.
Okay, moving on. We had Team Zerzer and Team Daniac playing yesterday. I had the privilege of umping that game with Primo. Primo was on the bases. We're gonna get into Primo in a second. Primo was on the bases. Primo's a great umpire. He's umped many games, and so yeah, that game was a boring game. It was literally 1 run here, 1 run there. I think in the 7th or 8th inning, it was 3-2. It was 3-2. What broke it open? Was it? No, it wasn't what broke it open. But let me tell you about Ethan Fallenbaum. The first time I ever see him crush a ball over right field fence in T3.
Oh, right field fence.
He hit one over right field fence on a decently speed pitch, on what you would call moderate speed pitch. Turned on it, crushed it over right field wall, off caddy nonetheless. So I just want to give a good, like a big shout out to Ethan, and kudos on that one.
How slow was the trot?
Well,
I think reasonable.
It was
reasonable. No?
I think he had I would say
like 30 seconds or more.
It was probably I would say a good 30 seconds. Yeah.
John
But
to all those
about half of what Harry would trot if he hit a home run.
Okay, so a minute and a half.
Yeah, something.
Brad was convinced Epstein was killing because he kept hearing Epstein. He kept turning to me, "Oh, Epstein's doing good. He's happy. We hear him. So that's why when I said that to Epstein after the game, he said, "Oh, it was only 3-2." I said, "I guess so. I guess you were just excited."
So this brings me to my next topic, part of that game. One team was very upset that I wasn't calling speed. And like you said, you as an ump, you let moderate go and you stop crazy speed, right? Like you let like moderate go. So what's the line there?
I mean, I think it's hard to say what is the line. Like
I'm getting screamed at that speed, and I mean, it's not. I've seen caddy speed, and that wasn't caddy speed. Caddy's, yes, he's putting a little bit of, but it wasn't anything more than what Steve White was putting.
Yoni, I'll say this, and this is probably not correct, right? Because in reality, speed is speed, and not speed is not speed. When I'm umping, if caddy puts a little extra on a pitch that he's throwing to Emil or AJ or
that's what I'm saying.
Jared, like I'm fine with that. If it's 10, 11, 12 coming up there and he's throwing that same pitch, that's when it starts. I just think it sort of sucks the fun out of it for those guys. And I'm not saying that the way I handle it is correct, because in reality, a fast pitch is a fast pitch. It doesn't matter who is batting. But I think for me as an umpire, if I think someone's like towing the line of what I think is acceptable and not, the batter might factor into my decision.
In all honesty, I faced caddy speed the game before. It was called, I think he was called with 5 or 6 speeds in a row.
Those were intentional, but yes.
Yeah, obviously intentional, 100% intentional, but that was speed. So like when I see another pitch that's a little bit fast, but
I don't think that's a fair assessment of what is not acceptable and what is. Those were him throwing as hard as he can. Look, I think, it's something that the league has to figure out. I think we also are in a situation now where we have 8 pitchers who can all throw on the faster side if they need to. So it's changed things a little. In the past, there were guys that couldn't. Now I don't think that's the case anymore.
Would you consider lightening up on the speed rule?
No, I think it's a good rule for this league. I think, again, like I said, there's guys that come out here and you know, it wouldn't be as fun for them to have to face fast pitching.
What if there was a rule on you could only pitch faster to the top 6?
I know you love rules, Yoni, and you probably have them laminated on your desk right now, but you know, I'm not a big believer in adding weird rules like that and that kind of thing. So.
I sense bitterness here. I sense bitterness.
It's okay.
So
Still love
you. Know what? We're gonna dive into it. Okay. Last night, the Bears versus Bengals game was the most interesting game of the season so far, in my opinion.
Bengals. You called yourself the Bengals.
You guys are the Bengals now?
So the Bagels. I'm really
I heard
Bengals, no?
sure.
Yeah.
All right. We're the Bagels. Sorry.
Bagels.
I don't hate being the Bengals, but
Yeah, Bengals.
anyway, continue, sir.
I'm happy with the Bagels. Okay. So it had a bit of everything, had tons of fans. We think Mikey's Mafia is putting Mitch's bitches to shame.
Ooh, big words. Big words.
That's first of all. Listen, those are fighting words for the Mitch's bitches. They gotta show up.
They show up in greater numbers, but
they gotta show up in greater numbers.
Way less noise.
If they want to beat Mikey,
way less noise.
I had Mikey's Mafia screaming my name. I've never met any of them. Okay, so I'm just saying.
I didn't hear a thing.
Of course not. It was too loud on your side of the field. Pitching controversies. There was a really bad case of the yips. There was soft pussy ass rookie captains. There was a furious Shiv. There was screaming umpires. There was crazy offense. There was obliterated balls. There were broken bones. Game within minutes of getting called. Several huge comebacks. 39 runs scored and a walk-off win.
Sums it up.
Let's start from the beginning.
I just want to say before you go, as Lior said, this game has weird vibes to begin with. And
say it. Why?
So
why?
I didn't think of it until Lior said it, but it did have weird vibes to begin with. In the first inning, Brissett couldn't find the plate. I think he walked 7 straight guys, and it wasn't even close. So then it was seven runs. I think right before that, Shiv scored 7 runs. So it was 7-all. There was every single time Glenn got a pitch down the middle, he would look at his bench, and so I had to step in, as you say, the screaming umpire, to scream at him. I'll let you guys finish. It was your game.
Yeah, Shiv, talk us through the entire game. Start from the beginning, because it was really that much fun and that exciting, at least on one side of the field. On the other side of the field, devastation, what should have been a victory. Definitely.
Devastation. Let's not get a little hysterical here. I don't feel overly devastated at the moment, but we can get into it. So Steve White up north on a beautiful Sunday said, "Hey, can you find a sub pitcher for me? I might not be able to make it." We brought out Jared Brissett, hasn't pitched in the league in about a year and a half. A little controversy around that. Apparently, I think maybe some people didn't fully understand that you can basically replace an A pitcher with basically anyone who's not a 1.
I didn't understand
anyway, I'm not here to. That's Brad's segment, the naming name stuff. I'm just talking about there was a little. Seemed to be a little controversy around that. Anyway, look, he hasn't pitched in a year and a half. He came out. We scored 5 runs in the first inning, I think, and then he got the first out to start the game, and then just started walking guys. And obviously, got a little frustrated. So I asked him to move to shortstop. I was going to come in and try to get the last out of the inning. I think that's where my frustration with the captains, because I heard a pussy ass captains was part of your recap of the game.
Absolutely. Rookie captain. Don't forget pussy ass rookie captain.
Yeah, look, I'm not that guy, right? Like if the reason that you come to play softball is to stand there with a bat on your shoulder and waiting for a guy to put 3 balls over the plate, you should stay home, in my opinion. If
in all fairness, those pitches were not hittable.
Hold on. There were guys that got into 3-2 counts, so that is not entirely true. Second part is, if he's walked 7 guys in a row, why would you want that to continue? Like, if I were on the other team, I would be like, get this guy out of the game. It's completely ridiculous. Anyhow, we brought in a pitcher who pitched a 0.1 of an inning and struck out the 1 batter he faced. Can't remember who that was, but kudos to that guy, because that was pretty impressive. Yeah, look, I think we were down 2 runs, and then the rest of the game was really just, back and forth. We would score, you would score. Obviously, there was the injury to Primo. I
Unfortunately,
don't know if you want to talk about that now,
Yeah,
but
go for it.
a throw to first base sort of pulled him into the baseline. Bram Goldstein was, trucking along like Bram Goldstein does, and just sort of ran into him to no fault of Bram's, obviously, and just kind of literally snapped the guy's arm like a. And Primo, like, credit to him, this guy tough as nails, because he was holding his arm like this. I don't know if you can see. And then he's like, "Shiv, do you think it's broken?" And then he released his hand, and it was like dangling from here. And I was like, "Yeah, pretty sure that's broken." So,
I knew right
Bruce,
away.
Bruce stepped up, took him to the hospital, and he's in a full arm cast, and he's going to be having surgery. So, obviously, sucks for Primo. We're hoping that he can get back out there before the end of the year, but priority obviously is him getting healthy. So
I actually reached out to Primo to bring him on the show to just explain, give an update or whatever. Apparently in his area, there's no, he said he would do it, but in his area, there was no power and his phone was at 15%. And this was at 6 o'clock. So he may not have made it to
he may not have made it. Yeah.
So we do send our best wishes. We wish you well. Our hearts are with you. We're thinking about you, even though you're not on the field playing. We're definitely hoping to see you on the field, whether it's umping or just having a beer with us on the sideline. You're definitely an amazing part of the league, and we wish you all the best and get well soon.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Just a few words about Primo, though. I know it's his first year, so some guys are getting to know him now. I've had the pleasure to know him the last couple of years. Just so passionate about softball. Probably the guy I know that plays almost every day. So this is not like a guy who plays 10, 12 times a year and it's not that important to him. So I really feel bad. And like you said, I hope he's out there and he can keep in the community and keep having a great summer, even though he can't play. So, yeah. Bless prayers.
So basically what happened, just to summarize what Chip said, is the ball, there was a runner on third. Third baseman got the ball. He held the runner, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. And then he threw the ball into the running path. So they both were on the same trajectory. They collided. Freak accident. No one's at fault here. So, Bram feels terrible about it, and there's no reason. Like, yes, it sucks. It's a freak accident, but in no way was this meant or anything like that. It was a complete accident.
No, obviously not at all. Bram is not that guy. He would never do anything like that on purpose. And I spoke to Bram too, and he did feel terrible, but. It's an accident, right? You're running full speed and somebody just appears in your lane and that happens. I think Brad said it after the game, like not many guys that I would want running into me. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but he's one of those guys you really don't want running into you. That's for sure.
He's a truck.
He's a big boy.
And he's strong and he was running really fast. So that's sport power. And yeah, man, I'm sorry, Primo. I feel really bad. But
Shiv. 19, and I want all of your opinions because you were all there. 19-14, bottom ninth. What is the thought process for the Bears?
Game's over, Yoni. That's the thought process. You're up by 5 runs in the 9th inning. You get the first out. In no circumstance did you ever lose that game. We did. I don't really have much to say about it. Steve White got us the outs. We didn't make the plays. That's it. That's what happens. That's how the game goes.
Clutch hitting by Aiden and Glenn. Glenn going oppo because they did some sort of shift on him. And Glenn
there was no shift.
There was no shift. There was.
If I'm going to share what that was, is we had guys in. We were playing aggressive. We knew Aiden was on second base. We were hopeful if he hit a single, we could at least make it 2 hits for you to win the game. Glenn, not usually a guy who swings at the first pitch. Steve was trying to get that first pitch strike. Ball drifted a little more outside than I think he would have wanted. And kudos to Glenn. He's a vet. He saw that opportunity and he took it. If he takes that pitch and it's strike one, everything else would have been in on his hands, trying to funnel the ball to the left side. Good for Glenn. It was a good piece of hitting. But like I said, Steve White pitched 5 or 6 outs in that inning and we didn't make the play. Okay,
guys, it's just a regular season game. It really doesn't mean all that much. It was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to play in. But right now we have a special guest that's about to
find fun, Yoni. Anyway.
I don't know. It was interesting. It was
interesting.
Game.
There we go.
It was a very different game. We have a special guest that I want to bring in. We all have something to say to him, so we're going to bring him in. And he's joining right here.
Oh, look at this.
Billy Rose, man.
I thought it was gonna be Selleck, actually.
Jeff Rosenblatt.
Is it a
Thought it
promotional
was gonna be
video
some-
for FPF?
It's a promotional video, yeah.
This is directly from FPF. First of all, us at Exec, or at least the Exec podcast, Rose, want to congratulate you and wish you a big Mazal Tov and Hatzlacha and all good luck. First of all, unmute yourself. All good luck. Jeff Rosenblatt, this big news, breaking news, fresh off the press. Jeff Rosenblatt has just purchased the biggest flag football league in the world.
The biggest flag. Yes. Can you hear me, by the way? Or am I
Yes,
good?
we could.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You have purchased the biggest
Yeah,
flag
we
football league
did.
in the world. Not only have I played many seasons in this league is so much fun, so well organized. It's incredible. So I just want to wish you a Mazel Tov and all the best of luck to you. And tell us a little bit about it.
Appreciate you, Yanni. We had some long negotiations with the previous owner. Took about a year to get it done, but I'm a long time member of the league with you, Yanni, my favorite snapper of all time. And we bought the league. We're super excited about it, and we'll try and do some cross promotional things with FPF and the Coach St. Luke Exec Softball League. We'll do some
There we
big
go.
things together.
I love it. Tell us, first of all, there's a lot of Exec players that played in Exec. Like I can name a few between Malinoff plays in the league, Bobby Bo played in the league with me and you, Talk played in the league. There's a few others. I can't really think off the top of my head, but I know there was a lot of them. Exec players.
Obi plays, Logan plays, Max plays. So yeah,
Let it be known that Brad Federer played also. I think he has one game played.
I played one game. I don't think I had a target, but I played one game.
It's
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
the Exec League of football. No, but it's incredible. It's a lot of fun. I have a blast every time I get out to the field. So congratulations, Rose. How's softball going for you?
Yeah, so softball not going as well as FBF is going, but we feel like maybe tomorrow night might be a turnaround game for us, even though I think we're playing probably one of the best teams. But we think we might find our rhythm. We're making a few adjustments with the lineup and where we're going to have our fielders. So we think something might happen.
Rose, if it doesn't happen, blow it up and we make some trades or what?
We're open for trades. Yes,
Okay.
we're open for trades. If tomorrow doesn't happen, please all the captains call me. We're open to do
Blow
some
it up.
blockbusters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great guest. I love.
Wow.
I love
Rose,
you, Rose. Congratulations.
love having you
All right,
on.
boys. Hey, continue with the podcast. Thank you for all the muzzle. You guys are the best. And the Exec League is the second best league in the city. And lots of love. Keep doing your thing. And I'm happy to come and join whenever you need again.
Jeff, just for fun, how many teams do you have in the league?
So in the last 3 seasons, just to give you an example, so winter 2020, spring 2024, which is now winter 2024, and fall 2023 was 496 teams.
If you've been there a long time.
Yeah, so it's pretty serious. Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow. Well, congratulations and best of luck to you. I can't wait to play again. Maybe one day you'll come.
Absolutely. Lots of love, boys. See you on the field.
All right, take care, Rose.
All right.
But when a middle-aged man starts starting to play.
Oh, I felt it necessary to give him his congratulations. That's a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
For him and for, was it just me or did it sound like he was talking without the bottom set of teeth?
No, there's a lot of people.
Background noise.
Background.
He's yeah.
He's at FBF headquarters.
So we have about 4.5 minutes left. I just want to go over the games that are going to come up. Which one do you think is the most exciting and who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be an exciting game and who do you think is going to win? Okay. Simple. You just have to give your opinion, how you think it's going to go. Is it going to be a blowout or is it going to be close? Okay. First game I'm very excited to see. PSB against Flint Tropics. I'm going to start with Shiv, obviously.
It's game of the week, I think, in terms of just two teams that have started off pretty well. Right now, it'd be hard for me to bet against PSB. I like what they have going on there, and I'm a big Titleman fan. Portnoy pitching great. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the game of the week. Should be a close one, but if I'm a betting man, I'm taking PSB.
I know you guys are taking PSB, but how do you see this?
Well, yeah, but I'm going to use my I'm going to use my 30 seconds to shout out Jason Portnoy. The first time I've been his real teammate. I'm not sure what happened in the last couple of years. I don't know who mentored him. I don't know who taught him. The guy has improved all around to a point yesterday. There was a pop-up in the infield, and me and Bobby Titleman could have caught it, and we're watching Jason Portnoy catch it. And he asked us, did you have it? And I'm like, yeah, but the catching aren't. We're not going to call you up. So shout out Jason Portnoy.
Yeah, I love playing with Jason. I played with him all year last year. I had a blast playing with Jason. I had honestly, it was my favorite. It was my favorite like complete year in the league last year. It was a special group, and it's so special that the chat, the team chat from last year, is still active and going. Just saying. I don't know if that's ever happened in a league.
Guarantee you that my team chat from last year is way more active, but yes, it is rare that still that one has since last night probably 250 messages have been sent since the game's ended last night.
Damiac and IQ. Brad.
Oh, Rose is kind of talking like something's going to happen, when a team's 0 for 4, maybe they'll come out a little desperate. I like underdogs. I always bet underdogs. Give me Rose's team.
I want them to come out and want to win. Again, I said it. I just didn't feel it yesterday. Like, come out and believe.
All right. Shiv, Coach and Luke Bagel, do they have a chance against the Truckers?
Of course you have a chance. Any team has a chance in any game, but look, like obviously Truckers are the hottest team right now in terms of record. So again, if I'm a betting man, I probably put my money there, but of course you have a chance. I think you have a good team. You got some good players, some guys that care a lot, scrappy guys. So
I think it's going to be high scoring. That's going to be a high scoring affair.
I think
we already had our high scoring game of
the
the week. I think we're good.
I think your games are going to be high. A lot of your games are going to be high scoring, Yoni.
Most of our games have been low scoring though. They haven't been very.
You're going to have high scoring. We'll find out.
Listen, I'll take it. I think I'm very happy with our defense, and if our defense shows up, we're going to score runs. So that's good. I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with my team. I couldn't be happier. I love every single player on my team. I'll tell you that right now, from character standpoint and from a player standpoint. I just love playing with them. Ezerzer against the Bears. Let's go with Federer.
Scherzer. Why am I blanking on what team?
Epstein.
Why is Epstein a Scherzer? Okay. Listen, Epstein, loving his team, praising the kids. Feel like if it was a dynasty league, he'd be set up for years. But listen, Caddy pitched really well, and if Caddy gets in a groove, I'll take Team Scherzer with no Kiki Scherzer.
Okay.
Going Bears, they're going to fight for Primo. They're going to win.
Yeah, I believe Primo is definitely going to be on their hearts and their minds. I don't know if they're going to put their number on their chest, but good luck to everyone this week. Brad, thank you for joining us. Shiv, Fogel, always a pleasure. Thank you. Episode 3 is in the books, and yes, episode 4 will come out if we can get our shift together. Take care. And now for another segment of No Names Named by Brad Federer. Enjoy.
No Names Named with Brad Federer.
Hey, this week's No Names Name is actually a complimentary shout out to all the 12s and their offensive contributions early in the year, and seeing all the 12s higher on the scoring leaders that some of the ones.